Christians often make very strong claims about their religion as if everything in Christianity is completely true and based on solid proof. These claims are usually presented with great confidence as though the matter has already been settled. But when you begin to question those claims, that is when you discover that they make those claims in the hope that no one would challenge them. Sometimes it resembles children boasting about their father's bravery. Some children would make extraordinary claims about their father with complete confidence. But when another child asks for proof, the story slowly changes, details are adjusted, the boldest parts quietly disappear. Let me show you a recent example. On the screen you can see a comment posted on our channel by a Christian gentleman. He says, "The following claims about Jesus can be verified historically. Jesus existed, Jesus died, there is eyewitness testimony for the resurrection of Jesus." He confidently wrote that the following claims about Jesus can be historically verified. First, that Jesus existed. Second, that Jesus died. Third, that there is eyewitness testimony for the resurrection of Jesus. So according to him, all three of these claims can be historically verified and proven to be true. Now you can see my response to him on the screen. I wrote, "Nothing you said has been historically proven to be true." I responded by saying that nothing he mentioned has been historically proven in the way he was presenting it. I pointed out that he was making strong assertions and presenting them as settled historical facts. Now look at his reply. He says, "Try not to lie. A simple search will prove that Jesus historically existed and died." Notice something interesting in this reply. Originally, he claimed three things could be verified historically. Jesus existed, Jesus died, there is eyewitness testimony for the resurrection of Jesus. But now, when challenged, he has removed the resurrection from his list. He is no longer claiming that the resurrection of Jesus can be proven historically. He only insists that Jesus lived and died. So his new list contains only two claims. This is exactly like the analogy I mentioned earlier. Children will make bold claims about their father's bravery. But when another child asks for proof, they quietly adjust the story, remove the parts they cannot defend, and present a different version with confidence. In the same way, he removed the resurrection claim from his list and presents a new version. Now, here is what is more interesting. Even after I challenged him, this Christian gentleman still insists that Jesus existed and died, and that those claims can be historically verified. He no longer defends the resurrection of Jesus, but he clings to life and death of Jesus as historically certain. So he is clearly confident about those two claims. But here is my question. If these two claims are all he is confident about, why didn't he start with just these two in the first place? Why did he include the resurrection claim in his original list? Why add the resurrection at all? The answer is actually very simple. The existence of Jesus and his death, even if historically accepted, do not prove Christianity. Merely accepting that a person named Jesus lived and died proves nothing. It's like saying a man named Muhammad lived and died and that there is historical proof for that. Even if that is true, does it make Islam true? Many people have existed, many people have been executed. That does not prove they were divine. That does not prove their teachings were infallible. That does not prove their followers were on the only true path. So trying to prove that Jesus lived and died will prove nothing about Christianity. That is exactly why, in his original list, he added another claim. He boldly stated that the resurrection of Jesus can be verified historically. Christianity does not stand on the existence of Jesus and his crucifixion alone. It stands on the resurrection of Jesus. In the Bible, even the Apostle Paul himself admits this in 1 Corinthians 15:14. He writes, "And if Christ has not been raised, then all our preaching is useless and your faith is useless." So the resurrection had to be included in the original claim. Without it, the first 2 points are historically ordinary. They are not sufficient to make Christianity true. And here is what really exposes the Christian apologetics system. The resurrection of Jesus is the only claim that could give any credibility to Christianity. He included it in his original list, presenting it as if it could be historically proven. But the moment I challenged him, the resurrection claim quietly disappeared. In other words, the only claim that could actually establish Christianity as true is also the claim that vanished under scrutiny. The ordinary claims remained. The extraordinary claim vanished. And again, those ordinary claims that Jesus lived and died do not prove anything about Christianity. The only things Christians can confidently claim are the common facts that anyone could make about any historical figure in any religion. Which brings us to the unavoidable conclusion. Christianity is no more valid than Islam, Hinduism, Sikhism, or any of the countless belief systems humanity has created throughout history.